Just when people thought the world couldn't get any crazier, it gets crazier. There's been a bunch of commotion going on with the Olympics, starting from the opening ceremony and all of the nonsense that I'm sure everyone has seen by now because it's been plastered everywhere. And now we have this situation where a supposed man was competing against a woman and beat her in under a minute. Now, I have my own opinions about the whole thing, and my opinion personally is this needs to happen to open people's eyes and to open women's eyes and feminist eyes to see the nonsense as how men and women are not equal. Now, I've been seeing a lot of things and people saying that this is still a woman and this person was born a woman, but the person has XY chromosomes, which would say that this person's a man, and that's just what I would gather from the whole situation. And for the people who say that this is a woman, even though this person has XY chromosomes, is it a case that we're going to start allowing people with XY chromosomes to compete with women who have XX chromosomes? And if that's the case, go ahead and let it happen. I do have sympathy for the woman who lost this fight because she would have worked tirelessly and worked hard to get to where she got to, just to come to have to face this. This world where they're trying to push for this ideology of individuality, this just proves that the whole individualistic society is a whole lie, and the things that other people do will eventually affect you as an individual.
Yo, what up, sports fans? It's Pimp on a Blend Primetime 99 giving you your best bets when it comes to the 2024 Summer Olympics. We got two transgender boxers, Lin Yu Ting and Ayman Khalif. Both of these boxers are heavily favored to win the women's boxing division at the Olympics this year. Why, you ask? They were both born a boy! So they got that natural power, that natural stamina, and when you're born a boy, you have a natural advantage. So if you want to win big, make some money, and be rich this summer, make sure to bet big on both of these fighters, these ladies. Let me tell you something, no bet is a sure thing, but you know, if you got a pecker, you can probably knock him down even quicker.
And if you're a smart individual, you would listen to what Alex Stein just said, because what he said is factual. If it's the case that they're going to allow men to compete in women's sports, you might as well bet for the men to win, and you might make some money, especially in this economy. Work smarter, not harder.
Are incredibly afraid to even have the conversation. You're telling them.
Would you like to present an argument? What's f***ing bigot?
Call me whatever you want, it's fine. Because those words are really meaningless. It's like, it's at the basic point where it's like if you say things like, oh, well, you know, there are differences between men and women. That's transphobic. Great. That's actually wonderful that that's transphobic because you make the word meaningless.
You strive on this. What is bigoted about saying that children cannot consent to puberty blockers?
He has no opinion. You have no opinion.
Well,
Here you are with the.
Let's hear your opinion.
Huh?
Let's hear your opinion.
You. How dare you?
I validate this bullshit.
You're no longer able to like talk in your workplace. You're no longer able to talk in public. If you're connected to any type of institution like a school or anything like that, you are now self-censoring. And it's like if you were self-censoring people to the point where they can't say simple things like only women give birth, all other political discussions become...
Once you realize it's all about supremacy from the people on the side of the ABCD community, you will live a much happier and fulfilling life. They don't really care about love and inclusivity as they claim they do. They care about superiority, and they want people to believe what they believe in, and they'll take force to do that.
He told you to stop!
Hold up.
And what?
Alright, so what just occurred?
He's making me mad.
So here's the damage. It will be a court record.
So are we pressing?
Yes. Destruction of private property. And the judge will give her community service, and yeah, you'll get community service, and you'll be ordered to pay restitution for the flag.
You can't find any like peace in your heart and understanding. You don't offer like second chances, redemption.
It's too late now. I mean, seriously.
It's not too late.
No, it is.
It's not too late. It's actually not too late.
You had a chance not to do what you did. You had a second chance and a third, but you went ahead and did it anyway.
I literally have the most complicated summer.
Talk to him, not me.
Yeah, so if you can't make it to court on that day, call that number, talk to the court.
Oh no, if it isn't the consequences of my actions. Before we get back into the video, I need everyone to turn on their post notifications so that you get notified whenever one of my videos come out. Like the video as much as possible, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and follow me on Twitter at YinkaThatGuy. Let us get back into the video.
In your rhetoric, you're saying that it's a mental disorder.
It is a mental disorder. That's what I learned in
disorder.
school.
It's not
It
a
is
mental disorder. Okay,
If you
so
think that you're a boy and you're actually a girl, you are suffering from a mental disorder, obviously, because you can't actually change your sex, obviously.
I know plenty of children now. I know plenty.
You can play dress up, but you can't change your sex.
I know plenty of young people and old people who are trans, right? And they are not pretending. And it is not a mental disorder.
Well, it is pretending, because you will literally never be able, if you are a little boy, to grow up and have a baby, because you're not a little girl.
I would hope that your child would not grow up, or your children would not grow up and then thinking that they're trans, and then their parents telling them the exact opposite.
I would tell them that they have a mental disorder, and we're going to get them help.
Don Lemon really wants to be a victim so bad. He's trying to catch Candace in some sort of situation. It's okay, you don't have to be a victim, and not everyone's out to get you.
If you work out because you want your body to look a certain way, you don't care about health, you are fat phobic.
You heard it here first. Trying to lose weight makes you fat phobic.
You are a sad, strange little man.
Yeah, it says not yet a human. Why did you write that? It's me. It's not somebody else yet.
So if it's not yet a human, well, what species is it? Were you perhaps having too much fun with your pet dog? In all seriousness, a human life develops a unique genetic code at the point of conception, meaning that it is definitionally not you. It's its own individual. If you want to avoid this from happening, maybe you should close your legs.
Christianity is just too new for me. I'm a pantheist, so that's one of the most ancient world religions. So I'm sorry, but your religion is just too new.
Yeah. Well, you know, I'll tell you this though. It's because something is ancient, it doesn't make it true. I mean, I could go back and say, you know, people were cannibalizing each other way back when, so that's a standard. Oh, don't go. Okay. Hey, let me give you your In-N-Out card real quick.
I've come to the conclusion that there are specific people who are programmed to do certain things because I've seen this all too many times. They get questioned on certain things, and because they can't answer the questions, they walk away or insult the person. It's the same thing with a different person, and that's why I believe that these people have some sort of chip that's installed in them that has the same programming.
There's so much trans hate in the fucking world. There's so much trans hate in the world right now, and I'm so done with it. And pride just means that we are unabashedly happy just to be alive.
Yeah. And where do you personally feel that hate is coming from?
Most places, but especially the government.
And in your own life, where would you say that you feel the hate the most?
I feel like I kind of internalize a lot of the hate, so it feels like it mostly comes from myself at this point because...
What's your age?
26 on February 22nd. So I'm 25 right now.
Are you single?
I am single.
Why do you think that is?
Because I want to be. I have a couple of boyfriends. I hope they're not watching. Maybe like 4 or 5. So I guess I'm single. I am single.
Well, what's it like dating 5 people at the same time?
It's just like juggling. You have to be talented.
Are you sleeping with all 5 of them?
Not all of them. Depends on the situation.
Why not all? What's the deciding factor?
Well, there's different guys for different situations. Some guys, I just want to go to... I forgot that I'm recording this.
Some guys, you just want to what?
There's different purposes for different tools.
One's a shovel, one's a knife, one's a fork.
Yeah, honestly, the one that I'm fucking, never gonna get in a relationship with him. He doesn't have the job, the finances, none of that.
So why even open yourself up to a guy like that?
Great dick.
The dating world is doomed.
The hips on the drag queen go swish, 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 swish.
Grab my hand.
Hey, police, I just got skin on.
What if you're a single mom like I am, and you decide not to stay with the baby's father because it'll be worse for the child, so you decide to leave and you both share custody of this child?
When did you discover you couldn't get along with him?
When I was pregnant, but that is my problem and not yours.
No, it isn't. It becomes the child's problem. How many of you would choose to be brought up by a nanny, a babysitter, or a daycare center yourself if you could choose? Stand up. Then don't do that to your kids. I'm trying to reinstill the will to make children important. We've lost all of that. We've just been so into ourselves.
It's funny how this was happening years ago, and people don't realize this is a culmination of things that happened decades ago, and we're all seeing the effects of it now. Feminism has taught women to be selfish and just care about themselves, and them thinking that they know what's best for their kids. We all know what the stats are as to when kids don't have a father and a mother in their lives, but they don't care because they hate the man that they procreated with. Here's some advice. Maybe choose better so that you don't have to be in these types of situations, or be a better person yourself.
What rights do men have today that women don't?
Oh, let's go down the list. Men are able to walk out maybe in whatever they want to wear, or, you know, be able to stand strong through societal pressure.
The rainbow colored hair tells me all I need to know. I don't even need to comment further on this.
White boy says, I had to wait in line at Starbucks today, so I know about oppression. White boy retweets NPR and watches Jeopardy for fun. White boy won't admit it, but he likes it when you get the answer wrong. Likes the feeling of knowing just a little bit more than you do. White boy listens to indie music and paints his life a 500 Days of Summer shade of mope because the whole world loves him the least. White boy is glad Green Book won the Oscar and not glad that Trump is the president. Not glad, but safe. Happy to know he will not have to live in a world where white people are the minority. White boy says, aren't you white? White boy says he knows all about brown people because of all the Spanish girls he's dated. Says real tacos have radishes on them. Says horchata is Mexican titty milk. And I'm like, damn, I wish my titties were full of horchata. Or maybe I don't, because white boy would just set me up at a hipster cold brew coffee shop somewhere and start turning a profit while I bust my horchichis in another episode of cultural appropriation at its finest.
I look at this person for a couple of seconds and I already know nonsense is about to follow, and she proved me correct.
How are you equal if the men are the ones that have to fight and die to defend the country? The men are the ones that build and maintain all the infrastructure, right? Like, none of this stuff in the studio is built or maintained by women. Do you know that like 90% of infrastructure jobs are still held by men? Mm-hmm. And that if you look at the top 20 jobs held by women now in 2024 versus 1924 are almost the exact same. So women have had 100 years to do whatever they want, and they still do the same 20 jobs they did 100 years ago, other than we switched out farm labor for HR work. But other than that, we're secretaries, nurses, daycare ladies, early childhood education, administrative assistants, retail workers, all the same shit that we were a century ago. So...
My nigga.